Hi there, Lean Construction fans. If you're watching this video, you're probably somewhere on your Lean Construction journey. And a word that you're probably hearing a lot about today is collaboration. Traditional construction has relied on top-down chain of command, contractual separation of trades, with the superintendent coordinating everything. Collaboration literally means co-laboring, working together, sharing responsibility and risk, and it's a big change from traditional practice. And where does collaboration happen? It happens in meetings of all types, one-on-one, large groups, small groups, phone meetings, online meetings, formal and informal. And the most common complaint we hear in groups starting off on lean construction is there are too many meetings. When am I going to get my work done? I'm always in a meeting. Well, the obvious suggestion is that we don't get work done in our meetings. In other words, our meetings are not working. So lean is all about creating value and eliminating non-value added activity or waste. The Japanese came up with this concept of muda, M-U-D-A, 7 different types of waste in production systems. And then they added an 8th. And the 8th was unused human potential. To illustrate this idea, imagine that we are attending a symphony orchestra rehearsal. The conductor gets up in front of the orchestra and says, "Is everybody ready to practice?" And then turns around, sits down at the piano, and spends 80% of the rehearsal time playing a solo, while the orchestra sits and watches, checks their iPhones to see what's going on. And at the end, the orchestra conductor says, "Well, I hope you all learned a lot." And then the audience, for some reason, thinks this orchestra doesn't play very well together. That's kind of what happens in our meetings. The leader takes all the responsibility. So collaboration is really not about heroic soloists. It takes leaders who can orchestrate and engage and facilitate everybody's best performance. Collaborative leadership, facilitative leadership, enlightened leadership, these are all names for a new set of skills that have to do with strategies to lead in a way that improves everybody's performance. These new leadership skills and strategies have to be learned, they have to be practiced, and they have to be perfected. There are 5 critical skills to master in order to work in a collaborative environment effectively. And those 5 are facilitative leadership, meeting management, stakeholder engagement, collaborative problem solving, and collaborative decision making. In this webinar, we're going to focus on meeting management and the elimination of waste that happens in the 25% of every meeting that is your least effective 25%. You're going to get a list of easily applicable improvement best practices that you can apply right away, and even get an inventory of these best practices that you can use immediately to improve your meetings and get everybody on board with best practices. Join us to learn about lean meetings.